Hi everyone. I just wanted to read something that I wrote and hopefully it will help people. What is beauty? According to society, it is a bunch of photoshopped men and women. First impressions are usually based on the looks, but you can't and should not judge a book by its cover. Beauty has no standards, so why do we find skinny models with flat stomachs, curvy bodies, long legs, clear skin, average boobs, and an average butt be insanely beautiful? Whatever happened to everyone being beautiful in their own ways? There are certain physical traits we find attractive about one another, but why should that determine how beautiful someone is? You don't know everyone's story. Some people can't even afford makeup or expensive clothes that apparently seem to make people come off more beautiful. As for men, many may not admit they have insecurities or notice how many magazines and billboards of famous men have affected them, but society sends the unintentional message that you're only beautiful and attractive if you're muscular. This topic is very personal to me. These magazines and unrealistically photoshopped pictures affected me. I, Paige Tandy, 14 years old, have an eating disorder. I have always had my own insecurities, partially because of the unrealistic magazine pictures. Most people think that those models are beautiful. Therefore, I believed I had to look like them to be considered beautiful. This led me to do whatever I could to lose as much weight as I could, because I thought I was unaccepted for the way I looked. For those who have not had or do not have an eating disorder or know much about it, an eating disorder is a mental thing. It is known as a disease of disconnection. The disorder is like a devil inside your head, and whenever it thinks you are vulnerable, that's when it really comes and takes over you. The fear of gaining weight can become a huge problem, and there can be many stressors that lead and cause the eating disorder. We become obsessive with wanting to look like those models to the point where we become extremely unhealthy. If it wasn't for the Healing Connection, which was a partial program for eating disorders that I went to, I'd probably be dead. As you may see, this is mostly pointing towards women, since I don't know much about the men's perspective, but I know society can put pressure on anyone with what they look like, and it makes us feel ungrateful. Who knows if those models are healthy or not? Why do they do whatever they can to make those models beautiful or skinny? This leads me to one of my inspirations. Sophia Bush gave me hope. She made me realize that beauty isn't determined by the size or shape you are. She once said in the amazing show, One Tree Hill, that 0 is not a size. I completely agree, and I wish I knew that from the start. I would obsess with trying to fit in such small clothes that I used to fit into a while ago. But why? This is because I thought society would not accept me or think that I was good enough. Therefore, I believed I was not good enough. It takes so long to recover from an eating disorder, and some may not even recover at all. Beauty is not a size. Sometimes we say that it is the inner beauty that makes someone beautiful, which I strongly agree with. Most of the time, we immediately say someone is beautiful or perfect or attractive from what we see. There is no such thing as flawless or perfection. No one and nothing is perfect, but yet we aim to be. Marilyn Monroe is not as skinny as the models today, but yet she was insightful and still considered beautiful. I also look up to Demi Lovato. She had an eating disorder and is still recovering. Her strength is incredibly inspiring to me, as I can relate to her so much. Demi is beautiful, not just based on her looks, but based on her strength, empathy, sympathy, loving and caring soul. I thought I would try and somehow possibly change society and maybe have a voice for once. Yes, we all struggle and there will always be ups and downs. However, everyone has their own issues. And no matter how big or how small a feeling or thought is, it still matters. Don't let society make you feel afraid of being yourself. If you tell yourself and believe you can do something, you can do it, and you will accomplish it. Life is not just about finding yourself. It is about creating yourself. We all have strengths and weaknesses, but insecurities sometimes feel like a huge weakness. To this day, I am still struggling. I am still learning. I am only 14, soon to be 15, and I know that everybody makes mistakes. You shouldn't let that stop you from what you believe in. And you cannot let society control your thoughts, because everyone is beautiful in their own way. Why is fat even a word that is used to describe people? It is hurtful and damaging. No one wants to be called fat, and most likely if someone is called fat, they will start to believe it. I always hoped that society would change and have models that look like the realistic human being. And those models should be all shapes and sizes, ultimately showing that everyone is beautiful, no matter what they look like. Likewise, insecurities can affect almost everything we do. It certainly did for me. I was depressed and wanted to look like a model. Why is society like this? It kills so many people physically and emotionally and mentally. For anyone who reads this, don't be afraid to show your emotions or say your thoughts. Stay strong. You are all beautiful. My mom once said to me, "We're a world of imperfect people expecting each other to be perfect." If you are going through a hard time, when you feel that everything is full of a darkness, you may feel alone, but you're not. You may want to give up like I did, even though giving up seems like the easy thing and best thing to do. You're strong enough to beat this battle, and you must remember that it takes time, and it's okay to take a couple steps back before you keep moving forward. Many believe in you, but most importantly, you have to believe in yourself. I am fighting, and you should too. We all deserve happiness. Don't let the darkness pull you in. Have the light pull you out to keep fighting. You all have to realize that you all are truly beautiful, and usually what you see in the mirror, what you think of yourself, whether it has to do with your body, we're our worst critics, and some scientists have proven that if we saw a twin of ourselves, we wouldn't recognize them. Our mind makes us think and believe and see things that aren't true. I hope that one day that society will change for the better. It's truly hard. It's probably, for some people, one of the hardest things to go through. And you should just be grateful for everything that you have and cherish everything that you have and realize that the things in life aren't important. They're nice things to have, but they're not as important as like your family or your friends. And I wish and hope that people will watch this to the end and I hope that it helps people as much as it can. Thank you for listening to me, and I hope this helps.